Hi, I'm Fred Andersky with Bendix, and in this section of our school bus driver training video, we're going to talk a little bit about slow motion turns and sudden braking. Now we're all familiar with, you're going down the street and there's that vehicle right in front of you and they're slowing down to make that turn. And you're coming up behind them and hey, yeah, they're gonna make that turn, okay? And remember, you've got your radar is looking out, and if you have fusion, the camera is looking out, and this vehicle is just taking its time making that turn. So you feel you're okay in terms of timing, but the collision mitigation system may be thinking a little differently here. And it's thinking that we're coming up on this vehicle awfully fast, and you get an alert that comes through our DIU, and you get braking. And it wasn't something you may have expected. Once the car makes that turn, of course, we get rid of that alert, we get rid of that braking, and you're on your way. But one of the things to keep in mind is that, what if that car doesn't make that turn? Nobody ever changes their mind, right? Well, suppose they come straight. Well, again, the system is there to be able to back you up. But to avoid that situation of those brakes coming on, all we ask you to do is maybe back off a little bit. Okay? Coming up on that turn, the system wants to be ready to help you out. So if you give the system a little bit more time to see the whole scenario complete itself, then you're not going to get that slow motion turn alert and braking that can happen. So another issue that came up from the drivers that I talked to was this idea of unexpected alert, unexpected braking. Like when the DIU gives you an alert that you don't expect, or quite frankly, the vehicle brakes when you don't expect it. Now, one of the first things to keep in mind about this is, even though there's a lot of talk about autonomous cars and trucks, we're not there yet. And this technology is not level 5 autonomy, meaning doesn't drive by itself. So what that means is, this is really driver assistance, not driver replacement. Your safe driving practices, along with being alert and comprehensive driver training, like spending some time with this video, will help keep you safe on the road as well as keeping others safe on the road, and should help you reduce actual alerts and such from happening. But if you were to get a false alert, and much as I'd like to say we guarantee no false alerts, I'm afraid that's not going to be the case. But if you get a false alert or a false intervention, take a look around you, see what's going on. Did the radar maybe pick up something? Were you going around a turn and maybe there was a car off in the distance that maybe the radar or something accidentally picked up? Look around, see what happened, and see if that's something that you can avoid in the future. Also, too, take a look at the front of the vehicle. When you do your pre-check, always take a look to make sure the radar and the camera, if you have a fusion system, are clean and clear of any debris. Winter is always a big time for snow to get packed in front of that radar, or if the vehicle has a radar cover, may get stuck on that cover, and that might create an impression for the radar that there could be an issue. So make sure you wipe that cover off, or wipe that area where the radar is, and make sure those windshield wipers are clearing where the camera is for those fusion systems so the camera can see. Now, if you do get a fault on that, you'll get a message on the dash, or you'll get a fault, but not all the time. So make sure that if you have something that seems to be repeating itself, or you've got something that's a concern, talk with your maintenance technician about it. Maybe there's a misalignment on the radar, or maybe there's some other issue that can be taken care of. We want you to be safe out on the roadway. We want you to drive safe, and we want the system there to be able to back you up. That's why we call the technology wingman for both Fusion and Advanced. It's there to back up your safe driving practices.